What's going on, YouTube? First off, let me show you what this video is going to be about today. You ready? Hopefully you saw that it is a -5. But first of all, my name is Long Leopard. Welcome to Weekend Gunners, and this is Ride Along Conversations. So, as you can tell, it's -5 degrees air temperature. In my part of Iowa, it is approximately -25 to -35 degrees, depending on the wind chill. So it is very cold and quite deadly if you don't know what you're doing. So this video is going to be about winter survival. And this is the first time that I have addressed winter this year. Here in Iowa, we have been very lucky that we have not had basically a winter period. Our blizzard of 2015, I think, was just an inch or two. It was pathetic. So we have not really had winter yet. This is the first true, holy cow, the air hurts my face, tickle the nose winter that we've had. I think the lowest we've gotten is teens since winter supposedly began. But what I want to talk about is traveling in the winter survival with traveling. I live approximately 40 minutes or so away from my work. That's about 50 miles or so, one way. Hopefully it's not too dark. I am recording a little bit early, but I live about 50 miles away from my work. And so I travel. It takes me about 40 minutes to get to work one way. And a lot of that, at least the first about 20 miles or so, is pretty rural. There are two towns along the way, or one town along the way, that splits that up. So there's about a 5-mile stretch, and then about, 12 or 13 mile stretch where there is occasional farmhouses along the side of the road, but not much else. And here in Iowa, especially when it's this cold, you have to be prepared to walk. If you're in town, not a big deal. You can run the 100 yards or 200 yards to the next house, if that. Bang on their door and get inside if it's, -30 and you're in a light coat and jeans. But when you're traveling long distances, 10, 15, 20 miles in between towns and possibly a mile or two walk to the nearest house, you have to be prepared for winter. And I just want to kind of talk about that. So the first thing that comes to my mind is to make sure that your vehicle is up to snuff. That means that you have checked all your tires, you have made sure your fluids are topped off, you've checked the health of your battery. That is a huge one. Unfortunately, in my wife's car, which is what I'm in now, I think the battery's starting to go bad. Even running, it's only pulling about 13.5 volts when it should be 14.7 if I remember right. And this morning it didn't really want to start, but then again it's -5 with -30 wind chill. So it's kind of to be expected, but I think the battery's starting to go bad, so that is something that I need to address. Like I said, making sure your fluids are topped off, making sure your tires are good, making sure that your battery is good, and making sure that the overall condition of your car is good to go for winter. And overall the car is ready except for the battery issue. Next is what you wear. Layers. Lots of layers. I go by the old adage, you can always put clothes on, or you can always take clothes off, but you can never put clothes on. Basically, leave the house in the amount of clothes that you want to take off. I'd rather be too warm than dead, freezing my butt off out in the middle of a blizzard. So, layers. Now, when I say layers, with the production of the new synthetic fibers that we have today, we have greater technology than it used to be. The old adage used to be wool. Everything wool. Wool will keep you warm. That is absolutely true. Wool is the best insulator. It's also the worst if it gets wet, which if you're going through a snowstorm, you better hope that you don't sweat. You better hope you don't get wet, because wet wool will kill you faster than almost being naked. But with the new synthetic fibers that are out there that are almost just as good at insulating and just as good at making sure you stay dry and making sure you stay warm, dress for the weather. Today I've got an outer lighter coat that's still very warm. Surprisingly, I can't believe this coat. It's a fleece coat. It's not very thick, but it's very warm. I have a Under Armour sweatshirt on that's moisture wicking for winter. And then I have two shirts. I have an undershirt and I have a button-up over shirt. I have a pair of thin dress pants because that's what's required for work. But then I have a pair of fleece, basically they're pajama pants, but they work great for insulation. Even with the wind, I could not feel the wind on my legs. It's a very good barrier. Then of course I have, two pairs of socks, and I didn't wear my boots, but I have boots in the back that are for winter. Because my work requires dress shoes, so I have my boots just in case I have to walk anywhere, but otherwise I'm wearing just black dress shoes, whatever. I've got I have 2 pairs of gloves in this car. One pair is going to be in a minute I'm going to talk about, but I have a pair of gloves that I wear, and then I have a hat that I wear. And then also an overlooked item is a baseball cap. You never think of having a baseball cap if you have a wool hat, but they're actually very good to pair together, and that's going to be a topic of a whole other video. But I have a baseball cap and a wool hat that I wear that keeps my head warm, because you lose 80% of your heat out of your head. And as you can tell, and in a lot of my other videos, my hair is actually shorter. I shave my head frequently. I do not like long hair. My body also does not like long hair. I get almost like a psoriasis, so I have to keep my hair short, and that means that I have no insulation on top of my head, except for usually about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of hair. If I get really lazy, 3/4 of an inch of hair before I shave it. But I digress. So that's what I wear. Glove, hat, insulating layers, warm layers, and I stay pretty warm. My face was cold this morning just because I don't have a face mask. That is something I should add to my kit. And that's the third part we're going to talk about, is the kit that you carry in your car. But it'd be nice to have a face mask, but otherwise I feel pretty good with what I'm wearing now. In a blizzard I might be in trouble, but again, with my kit that we're going to talk about, I would not have an issue. So, short recap, wear clothes for the weather. There you go. That's all you need to know. The last part is your survival kit that you carry in your car. I am going to try to go off my memory. I will put a list here at the end of the video. If you want to check it out, go to the very end of the video and I'll have a list of what I carry. But first and foremost, I carry more clothes. Like I said, it's easier to take stuff off than it is to put on if the stuff that you want to put on doesn't exist. So I carry a 65 below degree parka. I carry a pair of snowmobiler gloves that are good down to like 40 below zero. I carry extra wool socks. I of course have my winter boots that are supposedly good down to 65 below zero. I overdress. I have more clothes than I would actually need. That's very important, especially if you pair the weather that's minus 35 today with a blowing snowstorm that you're getting 12 inches of wet snow. What I'm wearing now would not work for that, but what I have in the back that I could put on would work for that. So extra clothes, extra gloves, extra hats, extra everything. Then I have 2 sets of hand warmers. I have the regular hand warmers that are the little square ones, and then I have bigger hand warmers that are more for global parts of your body. And what you do with those is you put one over top of your kidneys, and then you put one right underneath your sternum, right across your belly. Both of those will keep your core warm longer so you don't shunt blood from your extremities to your core. Because when you start to get cold, when you start to go hypothermic, the blood goes first from your fingers and your toes. That's why fingers and toes are the first things to get frostbitten if you're not dressed properly. And it goes to your core. So if you can keep your core warm, you keep your blood in your extremities longer, because your body won't try to conserve heat because you stay warm. So I've got the 2 sets of hand warmers. Let's see, what else do I have? I carry 2 types of flares. I carry a hand flare and I carry a parachute flare. The hand flare, of course, is more for waving down people that if you see them and you need help. The parachute flare is more for a global, holy crap, come and help me, I'm in trouble. Of course, those might not work the best in a blizzard, but I carry them anyways. They're light, it's in my car. I don't have to carry them. Weight is not an issue. Besides the flare, I have matches, waterproof strike anywhere matches. I have food, high protein bars. Snickers is also a great food to carry. Snickers basically has everything that you need. It's got fat, protein, carbs, everything, sugar, keep you going. I have a notepad with a pen, or a pencil, pencil. In the worst case scenario, that is a I love you all kind of a thing. Unfortunately, it's a last written down, but it's a good thing to have just in case. Hate to get morbid, but it's a good thing to have just in case. What else do I got there? I have emergency candles that you can burn in the car to keep you warm. Just make sure to roll down a window. So that way you can exhaust the carbon dioxide. I think it's carbon dioxide. Maybe it's carbon monoxide. I can never remember the difference. I think it's carbon dioxide. And that way you don't kill yourself. I carry a blanket. It's a wool blanket that I carry in the back. It's not very big, but it's enough to cover my body. And I also carry a space blanket. Space blankets are great for conserving heat. It does not allow heat to escape. It keeps it radiating inwards. And when you team that up with the hand warmers, you can create an oven. It can actually get too warm. So watch that. I have water, emergency water that I just carry in bottles that I can swap out every couple of weeks or months, however I want to do it. One thing that I read about and is a good idea to have is a tin cup. You can actually scoop snow and melt snow on your emergency candle just in case you run out of water. That's a good thing to have. That's why I also have the emergency matches, so you can go ahead and light a match and light a candle to stay warm. I'm trying to think of what else I have. There's probably more in there, but I will, for the sake of, we're already at almost 13 minutes. Like I said, at the end of the video, there will be a list of things that I carry. And I think that's pretty much it. Prepare your vehicle, prepare yourself, and prepare your winter survival kit that's in your vehicle. And basically, if you have all of those 3 things in perfect order, if you have everything that you need, you can basically get out of pretty much anything. Compass. I also have a compass in my bag, because it really sucks getting lost in a blizzard. And extra flashlights and batteries also. I'm thinking of things as we're going. But as long as you have those 3 things, you're pretty much set. You can get out of a lot of trouble. I also carry a medical kit, but that's a whole nother story because I'm an EMT. But yeah, so if you do those 3 things, you're pretty much set for winter. Use common sense. Be careful. Don't be stupid. Don't risk your life to be stupid. If it gets really bad, call into work, because it's better to lose a day of pay than to lose your life. So if you like the video, please subscribe, like it down below, comment, tell me what you have in your kit, what you would add, what you would take away, what's kind of, I don't know, what you want to add, or I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going now. Now I'm just rambling. So I'm going to end the video. Thanks for watching. Everybody stay safe and have a great day.